Time to take a look at stories making the headlines in Nigerian newspapers. And joining me via Skype is CEO Chronicler and Associates, Akin Fatunke. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Nice to be here. I hope you're keeping safe.
All right, thank you as well. All right, let's head straight to the papers now, and we begin with the blueprint. Boko Haram bandits kill 81 in Borno, 40 in Katsina, 2 others in Kogi, severally kidnapped. 32 arrested in Adamawa, Tambuwal to Sokoto residents don't politicize security. And then we move to the front page of the Daily Times. NGF, NLC, CWO, others reject bill at public hearing. That's talking about the infectious disease bill, as House bars journalists from public hearing. No external influence on infectious disease bill, Gbajabiamila Miller. And to the front page of the Daily Trust, bandits kill over 60 people in Katsina villages, massacre dozens at football pitch. Lone survivor describes terror attack in Borno. Zulum confirms 81 people slain by Boko Haram. Terrorists abduct more. And condemnation trails failure of states to domesticate Child Rights Act. That's on the front page of the Leadership newspaper, and that's a topic we'll be looking at later this morning. And to the front page of the National Economy, be efficient or shut down, NNPC tells JV partners. Oil marketers complying with new fuel price DPR. And finally, on the front page of the News Direct, UI confirms Obaseki's certificate as APC panel screens governors for others. I have no confidence in Oshomole's committee, Obaseki. All right, we'll be looking at the story on the front page of the Leadership newspaper, talking about condemnation trailing failure of states to domesticate Child Rights Act. There's been a rising cases of rape across the country, and the Federal Executive Council yesterday says that this is embarrassing. But some Nigerians, some cross-section of Nigerians in reaction to this have said that the foundation was not properly laid to ensure that this embarrassment was avoided in the first place, despite the laws we have in place.
Clearly, the embarrassment will be an understatement, really. It will be a crocodile tears, if you asked me, because various regimes since 2003 have only showed motion without movement in respect to the domestication of the bill. Nigeria decided rightly since 1989 to move with the rest of the world by enacting that bill. 17 years after, I repeat, 17 years after, we really have not been able to domesticate in 12 states. And according to UNICEF has given a damning statistics that 23 million, a whooping 23 million of Nigerian women and girls are child brides. That accounts for some 49% of the total population of Nigeria as we speak. Now, what is this telling you and telling us? When the Save the Nigerian Fund actually indicated to us that 79% of these whooping, horrible statistics is from the northwest of Nigeria. All other, sections have their equal share, and that 10% is from the southeast. You begin to wonder, listen, 12 of the states in the north are yet to domesticate these bills. Of significance are states like Kano, Sokoto, Kaduna, Kebbi, Jigawa. I'll get back to Jigawa in a moment. Adama, Bauchi, Yobe, Zamfara. Get back to that in a moment also. Borno, Gombe, and last, Katsina. You remember clearly what happened to the 11-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl that was serially molested in Kebbi. And we understood that she was molested and violated by 11 men. And what we hear is that those 11 men have been arrested. We haven't had any other thing other than that. Because that state government, amongst the 12 that have just listed, have not done the rightful. I also said I was going to talk about Zamfara. We are not forgetful of what happened in Zamfara when we had the governor of that state at one point in time and who sat at the National Assembly and went to marry an underage girl from Egypt, sat comfortably in the National Assembly of Nigeria and nothing was done. In clear contravention of the Child Rights Act, Section 3. Section 3, subsection 21 actually made it a point that no girl under the age of 12 should be married out. It's an offense.
All right, for want of time, I would like for us to...
Under 22,
Akin Fatunke, I'll have to interrupt your line of thoughts because for want of time, so we can touch on other issues. Now, quickly, like you have rightly pointed out, about 11-12 states have not domesticated the Child Rights Act. But let's look at how the other states have, performed, especially at ensuring those that have just domesticated this. How has this ensured the protection of the rights of the child, the girl child, and even women?
It's more in breach than in adherence, I dare say. I go back and I have to still mention the fact that in Katsina State is the state of Mr. President, and nothing is happening there. Now, for those who have domesticated, the communication has not been such that people really understand up to the local government level. We need to communicate this. This needs to be gazetted. The state assemblies need to really codify this and put this into law. And the penalty that says that 500,000 naira or 5 years imprisonment
Mr. Fatunke, are you there? All right, we'll definitely have to move on now. Mr. Akin Fatunke was actually touching on an issue that has been of a major concern to Nigerians, talking about, excuse me, the wave or the rising increase in the cases of rape across the country. And the Federal Executive Council has condemned certain states that haven't domesticated the Child Rights Act, and we have the NAPTIP saying that the domestication of this act would actually protect the girl child across states. But now let's move on now. You're watching TVC Breakfast and we're streaming live on YouTube. You can connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast. Still